let's start the quiz. Okay, the first question. What does HTML stands for? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Question 2. Which tag is used to define the title of an HTML document? H1 tag is used to define the most important heading. Title is used to define the title of an HTML document. Body is used to define the body of the page, and the head tag is used to define the configuration area of the page. Question 3. Which of the following is an example of an inline element in HTML? Okay, image is an inline element, div is a block element, ul is a block element, and p is a block element. Question 4. What is the purpose of the alt attribute in the img tag? It provides a description of the image for screen readers and search engine. It defines the URL of the image. It sets the alignment of the image. It specifies the size of the image. So the right answer is this one. Question 5. Which of the following is a block level element in HTML? Again, the difference between block element and inline elements is that block element consumes all the spaces horizontally of their container, but inline elements only occupy the space needed for their content. A tag is an inline element, span is an inline element, h1 is a block element, and em is an inline element. Question 6. Which HTML element is used to define a list with bullets? A list with bullets means we are going to define an unordered list. So the ul tag is used to define a list with bullets. Question 7. Which of the following image formats preserves the original image quality? The correct answer is the bitmap. Question 8. Which of the following image format support basic animation? The correct answer is GIF. Question 9. Which of the following color pairs is better for the background and text color of an element? Okay, the background color and the text color should be opposite of each other. They must have the most contrast. 000 means black, and 10 means we are looking for a color that has the same amount of red, green, and blue values, and 10 actually is very low, and consequently the color will be close to dark, close to black. So this is not a good option. In the second answer, we have the red light with the most intensity. So this creates the most light red in the system. And this one is kind of white. It's very close to white color because we have red, green, and blue lights with the same intensity, and it's close to 255, which is the highest possible intensity for each light. So it must be very light gray. So red on white is a good option. In the third choice, this one generates a white color, and this one generates a bluish white color. So this is not a good option. Here we have two very similar colors, so this is not a good option. So among these options, the second one is the best. Red on light gray. Question 10. I want to show a text in italic. What CSS property should I set? Text in italic means I need to set the font style. Question 11. What is the selector type of the following rule? Here we see there is two phrases in the selector section. That means this is a descendant selector. An element name selector has only one phrase in the selector section, and it must be the name of a tag. Class selector again is contains only one phrase and starts with a dot. And ID selector contains only with one phrase and starts with a hashtag. Question 12. What is the selector type of the following rule? As we see here, we have only one phrase, starts with a hashtag. Consequently, this is an ID selector. Question 13. Assume there is a P element inside a div element, and the following CSS rules are applied on the code. What is the distance between the border of the P and div elements? Okay, the P element is inside the div element, so the div element is the parent of the P element. Here we are looking for the distance between the border of the P and the div element. Here we should consider the margin of the P element, the element who is inside the other one, and the padding of the container. Here the padding of the container is 7 pixels, and the margin of the child element is 3 pixels. Consequently, the space between the border of the P and the div element is 10 pixels. Again, we have the same question, but this time we are looking for the shortest gap between the border of the P element and its content. The shortest gap between the border of an element and its content is the padding of the element. And here the padding of the P element is 5 pixels. So the correct answer is 5. In the question 15, we have the same rules, and this time we are looking for the minimum gap between the border of the div element and its surrounding element. This gap cannot be less than the margin of the element. The margin of the div element is 4 pixels, so the correct answer is this one. Question 16, true or false? An image with a higher color depth will have a larger file size than an image with a lower color depth. This is true. An 8-bit image can display over 16 million colors. This is not true. An 8-bit image can display 2 to the power of 8 different colors, which equals to 256. So this is false. Question 18. The shadow hierarchy pitfall occurs when there are too many levels in a hierarchy. This is not true. In the shallow hierarchy pitfall. Actually, we have a few levels in our hierarchy, and our menu expanded horizontally. Question 19. The box shadow property can be used to create 3D effect on an HTML element. This is true. And question 20. Fix the following HTML code. In this kind of questions, you need to pay attention to the points of the question. Here, this question have 3 points, so consequently, you should expect to have 3 errors in this code. So we copy this code in the response area and we check the code. The first line is correct, then this HTML tag starts here and ends here, so that makes sense. The head tag starts here and ends here before the HTML tag, that's correct. And the meta char set looks fine. The title looks fine. Now let's see this one. Link href color.css rel style. We don't have such things, so the relation should be style sheet. Okay, and here we see that we have an h1 element inside the head element. h1 is some h1 element create something that we want to show for our user. This kind of codes must be inside the body tag, So we add a body tag after the HTML, after the head tag inside the HTML tag, and we paste the code here. But we see that in this section, this element starts with h1 tag, so it should end with h1 tag. So we change this to this one, and now we fixed all the errors. So this was the first one, this was the second one, which should be moved to body tag, and also the third one is the opening tag and the closing tag must be of the same type, so we fix those errors. Here we have again the same type of questions which has 4 points. So in this code we should look for 4 mistakes. I copy this code and paste in the response area. First of all, this is a CSS rule. The rule block must be enclosed with curly brackets. So we changed square brackets to curly brackets. And we know that each declaration must end with a semicolon, not colon. So I fixed them. And here font size equals 16 pixel, and px stands for pixels, not, we don't write pixels, we just write px. And here for defining a background color in hex coding format, the code must start with a hashtag. So this is the correct answer. Done. We are good to go.